In the previous video, we explored many important theological and historical concepts related to the Phoenicians. Now, we will continue by examining more historical figures to understand why they are so significant. Melchizedek, Phoenician root. King of Shalem, Melchizedek, was a priest of Elyon, and Abram appears to have served the same god. Sedeq, Elyon, and Shalem belong to the Canaanite pantheon. Yahweh did not acquire the titles El and Elyon until centuries later. Sydyk, Stq, a Phoenician deity, was paired with Mizar and descended from the Titans. He was the father of the Dioscoroi, the twin brothers Castor and Pollux, who were associated with the Carbaeroi and credited with the invention of seafaring. Since the Dioscoroi were linked to navigation and ships, they were held in high esteem in Phoenicia. Tamar, daughter of Shem or Melchizedek. Tamar was Canaanite, daughter-in-law of Judah, who later bore him children, Perez and Zerah, through a Levirate-style arrangement after being widowed by his first two sons, and Onan. Tamar is one of the most important junction points in Holy Grail. Why Jews blame matriarchs with immorality is, these women were temple priestesses. Jews did not like what priestess matriarchs were doing, but still were honored with their marriages. In rabbinic literature, Tamar is often identified as the daughter, or descendant, of Shem, and some traditions also equate Melchizedek with Shem. Why was Tamar the daughter of a priest? Judah judged Tamar according to the laws pertaining to the daughter of a priest as in Leviticus and ordered that she be burnt when he thought that she had become pregnant, as a result of an illicit tryst. If you put pieces together, since she was the mother of the holiest lineage, she was the daughter of holiest priest Melchizedek, definitely she was the head temple queen. Leviticus 21:9, when the daughter of a priest defiles herself through prostitution, it is her father whom she defiles, she shall be put to the fire. David and Solomon, Phoenicians relations. The Bible does not explicitly name the mother of David. In the Talmud, she is identified as Nitzvit bat Adael. The Old Testament omits the names when it is reluctant to provide them. She is often suggested to have been a Moabite, or Phoenician. Solomon's mother was Bathsheba. Her father is given as Iliam of Gilon. Gilon was near Phoenician cities, or even could be Phoenician at that time. So Bathsheba could also be Phoenician. In fact, these connections will explain why Solomon and David were good with Phoenicians. Solomon was succeeded by Rehoboam, and his mother is given as Naamah, admitted to be a foreigner. Jezebel is the scapegoat of the Old Testament. Although many Israelites were already venerating deities such as Baal and Astarte, religious shift is attributed to her. Jezebel was daughter of Phoenician king Ethbaal of Sidon. Her husband was King Ahab. Jezebel lineage Judah. Ahab and Jezebel's daughter Athaliah married King Jehoram of Judah, who was enthroned from about 849 to 841 BCE. When he died, Athaliah seized the throne of Judah, killed the entire family of her husband that she could find, and governed Judah for 6 years until about 835 BCE. She missed one of her grandchildren, Joash, a child who was raised secretly by priests during the 6 years, who was the revealed. Athaliah was killed, and Joash, a descendant of King David, King Ahab, and Queen Jezebel and the traditional ancestor of the Messiah, was king for 40 years until around 796 BCE. Jesus and Phoenician woman. When Jesus travels to the Gentile region of Tyre and Sidon, a Syrophoenician woman from that area approaches him, pleading for her daughter's deliverance from an unclean spirit. Jesus responds, "Let the children be fed first, for it is not right to take the children's bread and throw it to the dogs." The children signify Israel, while dogs refers metaphorically to non-Jews. Undeterred, she replies, "Yes, Lord, yet even the dogs under the table eat the children's crumbs." Moved by her answer, Jesus tells her that her daughter has been healed. She returns home to find it so. Europa was a beautiful princess from the coastal city of Sidon, known for her grace and charm. One day, the god Zeus saw her gathering flowers by the sea and fell deeply in love. To approach her without fear, Zeus transformed himself into a gentle white bull with shining horns. Drawn by its beauty, Europa and her companions began to admire and touch the calm creature. Trusting it completely, Europa climbed onto the bull's back. In an instant, the bull rushed into the sea, and began swimming away from the shore. Europa clung tightly as she was carried across the waters to the distant island of Crete. There, Zeus revealed his true form and declared his love for her. Europa became the queen of Crete and bore sons who would become great rulers, including Minos. Even the god Zeus desires Sidonian, Phoenician women. In myth, he takes the form of a white bull Baal to approach a princess of Astarte. There is a notable respect for Phoenicians in antiquity. Most Jewish matriarchs are Canaanite or Phoenician. Temple design. 2 pillars at the entrance of a temple is common in Phoenician religion, linked to Astarte and Baal. Adon is a Phoenician term meaning lord or master, commonly used to refer to a deity, particularly the young fertility god Adonis, who represented beauty, death, and rebirth. The Hyksos, circa 1638 to 1530 BCE, were foreign rulers of northern Egypt. They were largely Semitic. They were expelled from Lower Egypt by the Theban pharaoh Ahmose around 1550 to 1530 BCE, ending over a century of foreign rule. Historians Sextus Julius Africanus and Eusebius say that the Hyksos came from Phoenicia. So, if Phoenicians are understood as descending from elite dynastic Hyksos lineages of Egypt, the veneration for them becomes easier to understand. Phoenician Taautus is Egyptian Thoth. According to the 1st century Phoenician historian Philo of Byblos, Greek god Kronos is identified with the Phoenician deity El. Philo writes that this Phoenician Kronos, who was a king of the land and later deified as Saturn, was called Israel. This list never ends. If you try to connect Phoenicians to any concept, it can be done quite easily. They are the highest nobility, with links to the lineage of Judah, European royal families, secret societies, and even the black nobility. While the rest of the world was unaware of distant lands, they had already established trade with the Americas. Now we are heading to a new world war or tribulation. Once again, families associated with Phoenician heritage will fight with one another over the Temple of Solomon which Phoenicians build, located near ancient Phoenician lands.